Some designs are just so good, so powerful, that they basically seem to last forever. And today, we're talking about a weapon that's been around for nearly 100 years. They even call it the Immortal. But here's the crazy part. For most of that time, it was hiding a really dangerous secret. Okay, first things first, let's just get a sense of its legacy. The M2 Browning isn't just a weapon. It's practically an American icon. It entered service with the US military way back in the 1920s. Think about that. It's been a constant presence in almost every conflict since then, a tool trusted by generations of soldiers. But for all that success, for its reputation as this, unstoppable force, the M2 had a critical flaw, a really bad one. And it was a flaw that put the people using it in serious danger for decades. So what makes a machine gun immortal? Well, its lifespan is just incredible for any piece of military tech. But to really get a handle on its flaw, you first have to understand why it was so powerful in the first place. Yeah, the power of this thing is exactly what made it a legend. So let's break down the numbers. Okay, first off, this thing is an absolute beast. We're talking 38 kilograms. That's no joke. This isn't something one person just lugs around the battlefield. It's a true heavy machine gun. It takes a whole crew to operate it, and it's designed to lay down some serious sustained firepower from a fixed spot. And that firepower, it's just immense. It can fire up to 600 rounds a minute. That's a literal storm of 50 caliber bullets that can pin down enemy forces from a really long way away. And its reach is just staggering. We're talking an effective range of 1,800 meters. That's over a mile away. From that distance, it can take on enemy soldiers, light armored vehicles, even low-flying aircraft. So let's recap. It's heavy, it's lightning fast, and it hits like a freight train from a mile out. A true powerhouse. But all that incredible power, it created a massive problem. See, for most of its life, the standard version was the M2HB, which stands for heavy barrel. And the real irony here is that the heavy barrel was the source of its biggest, most dangerous weakness. To put it simply, the M2HB got hot, dangerously hot. It's an air-cooled weapon, right? So when you're firing those huge rounds at that high rate, well, the heat just builds up in the barrel and chamber incredibly fast. And all that heat could lead to an absolute catastrophe. And look, I'm not exaggerating here. This warning is pulled straight from the US Army's own manual. The danger they're talking about is something called a cook-off. And the consequences? Well, they couldn't be clearer. Serious injury or death. So what exactly is a cook-off? Well, it's when the chamber of the gun gets so incredibly hot that a round just fires on its own, spontaneously, without anyone pulling the trigger. And get this, the Army manual warns that in hot weather, this could happen after firing as few as 50 rounds. Just 50. For a weapon that's designed to fire hundreds of rounds in a burst, that is a terrifyingly low number. And here's the kicker. This wasn't some unsolvable physics problem. Other countries had already figured this out. Back in World War II, the German MG42 had a quick-change barrel. Later on, the Soviet NSV had one. But the M2? Changing its barrel was still this slow, complicated process that left the crew completely vulnerable right in the middle of a firefight. So, finally, in the 2000s, after literally decades of soldiers having to work around this dangerous flaw, the US military decided it was time. It was time to bring the Immortal machine gun into the 21st century. So they launched a competition to develop a kit that would fix the M2's biggest problem. The winner was General Dynamics, and the upgrades they came up with were so important, so significant, that the weapon got a brand new name, the M2A1. So what exactly makes the M2A1 so much better? Let's take a look at the key upgrades that completely transformed this weapon and finally fixed that decades-old problem. Okay, the absolute heart of the upgrade is the new quick change barrel, the QCD. This is the game changer. It lets soldiers swap out a scorching hot barrel quickly and safely, completely getting rid of that cook-off risk. But that's not all. They also added a flash hider, which makes the gun much harder for the enemy to spot at night, and they brought in a whole new, much lighter tripod. And don't sleep on that new tripod. It's a huge deal. The old one, the M3, was literally a World War II era design. This new M205 tripod is a full 7 kilograms lighter. For the crew that has to lug this whole system around the battlefield, that is a massive difference. But even with all these modern upgrades, you can't forget what this thing is. It's still an incredibly powerful weapon, and safety is absolutely everything. The Army manual is packed with warnings, constantly reminding soldiers that a machine like the M2, well, it always demands your respect. And make no mistake, this wasn't some small optional upgrade. The US Army upgraded its entire inventory of these machine guns to the new M2A1 standard. The Marine Corps followed right behind them. This was a total, fleet-wide overhaul to make sure this battlefield legend can keep serving, safely, for many more years. And all of this brings us to one last, really interesting question. In our age of smart weapons, drones, and all this advanced tech, why would you pour so much time and money into upgrading a 100-year-old design? Well, maybe it just goes to show you. Some designs are so good, they're simply too good to replace.